This is Kilo 3 Juliet Sierra Juliet, and thanks for joining us for another video. So Mark, KB0US, and myself, K3JSJ, are pleased to announce the launch of an application, SUPERSTATION. So I have a couple videos that will be added to the website, and I want to go ahead and go over an introduction of what SUPERSTATION is. So as an emerging amateur radio program, there have been a lot of new ways for users to try out VarAC, but they're frustrated having many QSOs, not having as many QSOs as they would like. This, of course, is true of single sideband back in the day, or even on 2-meter FM repeaters, or any new mode that comes along. It takes time for new technologies and a new way of doing things to catch on and find an audience among amateur radio operators. Even FT8 had growing pains as the technology was developed and evolved. However, new users to this mode are able to make dozens of contacts in an hour with very little time investment. In many ways, VarAC is the opposite of FT8, where contacts are often many minutes in duration, so maybe say 10, 20, 30 minutes or longer. You can make friendships and talk about a number of topics. VarAC is also a little bit more complicated to install than WSJTX due to the integration with the VARA modem. VarAC is a feature-rich program which can make it overwhelming to new operators. Taken together, the adoption of VarAC might be slower to adopt than programs such as FT8, JS8 call, or other digital modes. However, the benefits of error-free copy, along with everything else that the program offers, will make it very worthwhile to use this for the casual user, as well as those interested in emergency communications, or EMCOM. Mark and I have been developing SUPERSTATION over the last couple months, and our goal with SUPERSTATION was to develop it in order to further the adoption of VarAC, and through the creation of a game that would appeal to new users, as well as those who have been seasoned VarAC operators for several years. SUPERSTATION is different from any other amateur radio contest. There's an element of a card and dice game. We promote QSOs that are more than simple exchanges of, say, a grid square or a signal report. And this helps to demonstrate the capabilities of VarAC, especially for making long-distance DX communications in environments where the signal strength is challenging. All amateur radio operators around the world are invited to participate on equal footing. The goal is to increase the number of VarAC QSOs and to encourage more DX activity, and that would be on bands that are frequently used for VarAC, as well as trying bands that aren't as frequently used, and we encourage operators to do that. So what is SUPERSTATION exactly? Well, it's a software program that integrates with VarAC version 12.0 or higher, and it uses the database that VarAC keeps, where it keeps the results of our chats, as well as the contacts, the QSOs that we make. The SUPERSTATION application has only read-only access to your database in VarAC. Whenever you make a new QSO, everything happens to be saved by VarAC into those databases, and SUPERSTATION has access to that information. The SUPERSTATION program adds a card and dice game element, which serves several purposes. It adds randomness to the game, which creates a new thing to achieve beyond making contacts. And also, we have a mechanic in the game that let other VarAC users see that you're playing the game, and it encourages them to connect with you to have a QSO. What we've done with SUPERSTATION is effectively add a quote-unquote CQ contest call while you're playing the game to encourage others to have a communication with you. And with the communication, we have a minimum required time that you need to make, and that time is a 10-minute QSO. The card and dice game in SUPERSTATION encourages you to create the highest scoring virtual radio station you can use. You get chances to upgrade your station by using the broadcast function of VarAC. And while you're building out your virtual station along that time, you make QSOs of at least 10 minutes in duration. Your score for the game is the value of your virtual station multiplied by the number of QSOs that you make during the time, multiplied by the maximum distance of the station that you contacted. And if you check out PSK Reporter, you can see there are a number of operators all around the world. So for example, if I make a communication from here in Maryland to someone in South Africa, Australia, or New Zealand, that's a very long contact, and it really will boost my Superstation score. Unlike other contests, a Superstation contest will be designed to span a number of weeks, allowing everyone to get on the air and to make contacts. And the contacts that you make can be of any duration of your choosing. In order to get credit, though, keep in mind that you have to make a contact of at least 10 minutes. And these need to be person-to-person communications. We don't want to have bots being used or just interacting with a computer. We really want to use the VarAC application in Superstation to promote the personal communication, to build friendship and camaraderie among amateur radio operators around the world. So in coming videos, I'm going to go through the process of how you can load the software onto your computer, as well as I will illustrate the gameplay of how to play this application. So thanks for tuning into this video, and I trust that you're doing well, and you'll check out the future videos. And this is Jason, K3JSJ, and I'm saying 73 for now.